They have prowled the oceans of the world since prehistoric times. The objects of hate and horror, myths and misconceptions. What do we know about these predators of the deep, and what can we learn? Join us for the summer return of the sea's most terrifying hunter on Shark Week 2. All week long, only on the Discovery Channel.
Come on, baby, take that. Come on now. Come on. Big mother. Where'd they go? A big mother. That's it. Okay, ready? Here we go. Go look up now. Let's go. Yeah, beauty. We can fight on it. Let's go back. Go, man, go! That's the way! That's nice, Bernie, that's nice. Okay. Hi, I'm Malcolm Florence. Right now I'm having the time of my life, doing something I've loved doing for years, fishing for fun. As you can see, this is no ordinary fishing trip. This is in fact the beginning of what amounts to a grand sport fishing adventure, which will take us from one end of the Australian continent almost to the other. And best of all, you're coming too. Okay, Bertie, he's coming up. Keep it going, buddy. Let's go. Here he goes. Here he goes.
Marlin fishing in tropical Australia is very much at the top end of the sport fishing spectrum. And for anglers from many parts of the world, this small temporary flotilla of motherships and game boats anchored behind a northern stretch of the Great Barrier Reef is the ultimate game fishing destination. One of the very special feelings that sport fishermen have about their sport is the anticipation of it, especially in beautiful paradises like this, here on the Great Barrier Reef. Just beyond that patch of reef out there and that line of breakers is the most productive giant black marlin water in the world. And all we need to do now is get out there. The world first knew of the giant black marlin of this North Australian coast by the mid-60s, and in September 1966, pioneer charter skipper George Bransford and his legendary boat Sea Baby brought the first 1,000-pounder back to Cairns. That fish was the founding of a multi-million-dollar sport fishery that brings the world's big game anglers to these beautiful reef waters for 3 months every year. 150 miles to the south, is still regarded as the world's big black marlin capital. But today, this remote island, Lizard Island, is at the center of most of the big fish action. From a luxury base here, and of course from the motherships, some 25 top charter boats take their anglers to fish the productive waters just wide of the famous Ribbon Reefs. Lizard Island and the Ribbons are off the far northern coast of Cape York Peninsula, tropic of Australia, part of the Great Barrier Reef on the edge of the Coral Sea. It's a remote country, 1,200 miles north of the nearest capital city. But this wonderland is only part of our adventure, only the start. From the northern Great Barrier Reef, we'll travel some 1,800 miles south to Narooma, a small town on the southern New South Wales coast, and a special island just 4 miles offshore called Montague. Montague's not much more than a big rock, but it's one of the hottest yellowfin tuna spots in the country.
He's got a real tight circle, Laurie.
Yeah, I know.
Keep it going, he's still coming, Laurie. It's right round hard, mate. Well done. That's it.
I'm leading. In the head. It's in.
Yep, beauty. I got him.
This beautiful highland lake is called Pedder, 550 miles further south than Montague, hidden in the rugged southwest wilderness of Australia's island state, Tasmania. Since the mid-70s, it's been indisputably our greatest trout water.
In all, our fishing adventure will take us more than 4,000 kilometers, over 2,500 miles, to the southern edge of this incredible continent down under, and to perhaps the most thrilling experience that any sport fisherman can have on this planet. An experience that begins when you first come face to face with something down there they call a great white.
The tropical warm coral sea that surges onto these spectacular living ramparts of Ribbon Reef is host to the giant black marlin for about a 14-week breeding season from September to December. Marlin fishing here is a trolling operation. Whole natural baits trolled at about 6 knots, usually within a quarter of a mile of the Great Barrier Reef's outside edge. Water depth is 100 to 700 fathoms, and the tackle, 50, 80, or more often 130-pound test. This is my 11th big black marlin season, and my second trip on this boat, the Game Fisher, owned and skippered by Bernie Smith. The Game Fisher is one of a dozen first-rate marlin charter boats fishing this water, and with her skipper Bernie, she's seen a decade of big billfish action.
Okay, Bernie.
Big bait, mate. That's a big bait. That's a big bait.
Here we go. What?
Big bait.
We got it? Let's go. There, wet tight. Wet tight. Just take the weight on it. About 400 to me. We're right on the reef.
Hey? Well, look where the reef is. Get out of here, Bernie.
Don't want to hang him up on a bommy.
It's a bloody big bomb. It's number 10 ribbon. You got it coming now.
Yeah.
Just keep the pressure
Tell
on
you
it.
what, he's putting on a bit of weight for small fish.
Keep the pressure on it.
Usually a hook marlin heads seaward, but this one seemed determined to make for the reef, taking us almost too close to the coral.
Look where we are, boys.
Gee, we're nearly on that coral. How much water do you reckon we got under the boat?
About 60 feet. Look at it there.
We're running about 15 feet.
Look, there's a bommy there.
He's leading now, he's leading.
Just in time, the fish changed direction, and with the big tackle, we steered him back out to deeper water.
I can
When you're ready now.
Everything's going to fall.
Let's start going back on it.
Whenever you're ready, Bernie.
Okay. Very small, let's get a little tag and let it go.
Small he certainly was by Cairns standards, but he was also very active.
Get a jump.
The roof, right? You're right, mate. Yeah, you're right.
There
There
he
he
is.
is.
Let's get that tag in first. Take the wire.
Oh! Make a little number. Ah, beautiful little fish.
Tagging one of these blokes can be harder than it looks.
Hot little fish.
That snap's undone.
Ah, nice fish.
Get on the other side of it.
Snap's undone.
That's not broken, Bernie.
Yeah, right. Just keep the weight on it, it'll be right.
Okay.
You can do it, Malcolm. Just do a bit of stick. Give a bit of stick now, mate.
Okay. Tell you what, it's an acrobatic feat to stay in this chair.
There's the double.
Get the double lock up, mate.
Look at the tail all lit up.
There's a double knot right in front of my fingers.
Here's the swell. All right, let's get
Little
that
bit left,
tag all
the
ready.
chair.
There it is.
Here's the
Look at that
swell.
double.
Look at that snap.
Alex, grab the
Snap's
wire.
wide open.
Grab the wire.
Get that little bit more.
You got it?
Right, Brett.
Get him up there.
There he is, Brett, quick.
Go for it, Brett. Go for it.
Right, okay.
Almost all small marlin caught here in the north, like this 400-pounder, are set free. It makes a lot of sense in terms of the future. Tagging and releasing the fish as fast as possible also means that we can get new baits back in the water and start looking for another marlin. And in this prolific tropical water, the action can happen again anytime.
Yes, sir! Oh, yeah! Get her in, Brady. Put the line in. Keep going, Bernie, go!
Still up?
Yep. Yeah, it's still there. Keep going, Lo. He's coming at us. Yeah, he's still there.
None of us saw this fish take the bait, and its reactions on the line seemed somehow unusual.
Easy all there, Bernie. Pretty steep there now.
Suddenly, we had another, more pressing problem.
Probably a hammerhead. Oh, what's happened?
Broken. The chair's broken.
What?
The chair's broken.
Okay, someone has to hold the chair.
What part's broken?
I'll sit on it.
What
Okay.
part's
Drag
broken?
off a bit, Malcolm.
I have. I'm back to about 20-pound drag.
The sloppy sea makes staying in the chair difficult. Now, we also had to keep the chair in the
Get
boat.
a rope under it, Jimmy.
So hang on with one hand and fight the thing with the other.
Can somebody get it?
They'll have to drill it and bolt it to stainless steel bolts when we get back to the mothership. Just hope we can catch this one, I mean.
No more, there it is.
There he is!
The shark,
The shark!
The shark. The shark.
Big Noah!
Bloody shark.
Well, we've got ourselves a bit of a handful here. Not only has the chair decided to break at the wrong moment, but our marlin down there turned out to be a big oceanic whaler shark. Maybe a tiger.
Nearly cut on the water.
Oh, nearly had the double on the reel.
Oh,
Tag him, cut him off. Yeah. Oh, okay, just get him up.
Get rid of
Let's
him,
have a
mate.
look at him.
Yeah.
And then we'll cut him off, eh?
Yeah, all right.
Watch the tail, fellas. That's nice work, Grant, nice work. Hang on to him, matey, hang on. That's it, cut him off now. Well done. Thanks, fellas. Now we'll have to put the chair back together before we get into these billfish.
They're back and hungry as ever.
The average cost of this luxury car is $37,000. The average cost of the American home is $134,000. The average cost of a private college education is $45,891. Yet the cost to examine this magazine is nothing. Just call this number now, and we'll send you Money Magazine to examine risk-free. If you like it, do nothing, and we'll continue your subscription with articles on better ways to cut your taxes, how to look for a smart investment that delivers exceptional returns. Money will show you ways to improve your lifestyle, get more value from your home. We'll even outline 12 steps to financial security. So in a world where costs are high and so are risks, take advantage of Money's risk-free offer. Call 1-800-828-8585. We'll send you your first issue of Money Magazine to examine, risk-free. If you find Money is not for you, then just write cancel on the bill and send it back. The issue is yours to keep free. Otherwise, we'll continue your subscription with 11 more informative, entertaining issues for a total of 12. Payable in 4 easy installments of just $7.99 each. Your taxes average $4,800. A retirement plan costs $2,400 yearly. Yet these financial guides cost you nothing. Because if you call now, we'll also send you Money's Financial Advisor free. It's a 3-part series that helps you manage your taxes, retire worry-free, invest and win. So call 1-800-828-8585 and examine your first issue of Money risk-free. Plus, get the Financial Advisor free. And while the average American phone bill is $45.33, this phone call will cost you nothing. Money's risk-free offer. 1-800-828-8585. 1-800-828-8585.
Valley of the Flamingos. Graceful, elegant, fragile. But danger looms. Panic, assault, an African safari. Thursday at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, only on the Discovery Channel.